Thank you so much. Senator and Air Force veteran Lindsey Graham sits on the Senate Armed Services Committee, and he joins us now. Senator, good morning to you. Merry Christmas. Thank you for joining us live in studio.
Good to see you. Yeah,
Good to see you.
Yeah, after watching your show, I should leave New York.
Yeah. Crime is an issue.
Yeah, I was going to walk around, but I'm not so sure it's a good idea.
If you do leave, don't take Chick-fil-A with you, but we'll talk about that.
Yeah.
It'd be the unpardonable sin in New York to eat Chick-fil-A in public.
You mentioned crime being an issue in New York City, and there are a lot of issues that we could talk about. And we want to talk about what Trey Yanks was just mentioning.
Yeah.
We are now at, 103 attacks on our troops in Iraq and Syria, and then 21 international vessels have also been attacked by the Houthis in the Red Sea. How did we get to these numbers?
Weakness. We're fighting the Houthis. We beat the Germans and the Japanese. We should be able to beat the Houthis. Secretary Austin and the Biden administration's failing our troops in the field. I admire him. He's a patriot, but he's not doing a good job protecting the soldiers. I asked him a couple of months ago, Joey, what you were talking about. Is there a red line? Would you tell our enemies publicly that if you kill an American, we're coming after you? Without Iran, there are no Houthis. The Houthis are completely backed by Iran. I've been saying for 6 months now, hit Iran. They have oil fields out in the open. They have the Revolutionary Guard headquarters you can see from space. Blow it off the map. If you really want to protect American soldiers, make it real to the Ayatollah. You attack a soldier through a proxy, we're coming after you.
You know, I've watched you over the years because I fought in Iraq and Afghanistan. And I always say, I may not always agree with you, but it seems like you're the most honest person on Capitol Hill because you say...
Bar is low.
Well, I mean, that's fair, but that's not for me to say right now. You say constantly or consistently that it may be that we just leave troops in the Middle East and we do it on our own terms rather than talk about ending these wars. I saw President Bush claim victory in Iraq. I saw President Obama say the war was over. And I even saw President Trump say that he defeated ISIS, which was largely Iraqi-based militants. But here we are in 2023. We have 3 American service members injured. We have 103 attacks. What is the answer to Americans dying in the country of Iraq?
To make sure they don't fight us here, we have to fight them over there. The border is your last line of defense, not your first. It's people like you in their face in Iraq and Afghanistan and Syria that keeps them from organizing to hit us here. Are you worried about a terrorist attack on our country? You ought to be, because after Afghanistan, all these nut jobs are on steroids. My view is work with people in the region who reject the ideology, keep them disrupted over there. You can fight them in our backyard or their backyard. I pick our backyard to be safe, their backyard to fight. You can have it, allies or do it by yourself. I pick allies. It's a religious war. They're not going to stop. The reason you lost your legs is because they want to kill everybody who doesn't agree with their religion. These people are crazy. They're religious Nazis. Hit them over there before they hit them us. And you don't need 100,000 troops, but you need some. People like you, Joey, who will get in their face in Afghanistan so they don't have the time to hit America. That's the only way to be safe in this war. And over the arc of time, people in the region will change. You see Saudi Arabia changing. I wish I had a simple answer. There is no answer other than fighting them over there smartly.
I want to shift gears a little bit because you, I believe, are part of the border negotiations. I've spent a lot of time in September, October, December in Eagle Pass. We just had 35,000 migrants at the border over the holiday since December 1st. It's more than 250,000. Since the fiscal year began, more than 730,000. So today, Blinken, Mayorkas, going down to Mexico City. What do you make? Is anything going to come of that? And what is the Senate going to do? Where are these talks?
Well, number one, they could fix this tomorrow if they chose to. This is a self-inflicted wound by the Biden administration. Trump had the border at the lowest level of illegal crossings in 40 years in December of 2020. December of 2023, we're at an all-time high. Policy matters. So he told Mexico, if you don't help me, I'm going to put tariffs on all your products. Guess what? They helped. Biden changed that policy. We're being overrun. President Biden has abandoned the Border Patrol.
But Senator, out of due respect, I just want to stop you because, you know, there's no doubt that this administration's policies, which favors catch and release, is bringing numbers we've never seen. But then, while I'm down in Eagle Pass, Bill Maloogian's in Lukeville, we're watching agents 200 to 1 getting overrun. The Senate actually hung out a little while. The House went home early. You guys were trying to get something done, and then you said, well, but it's Christmas, and you went home.
Well, they're trying to jam us. They wanted us to vote on a piece of crap bill right before Christmas. I said, I'm out of here. I'm not going to sit here and vote on a bill that won't do anything. Here's the dirty little secret. They could fix this tomorrow if they went back to Trump policies, but they won't do it. We're going to change the law to give them tools to deal with this. Will they use it? I don't think so. No matter what we do, no matter how we write the law, they want it this way. They're either the most incompetent people in the history of the world or they want it this way. I think they want it this way. So I'm working with Senator Lankford, who's doing a great job, to change the asylum system, to put a limit on parole, the magnets that draw these people.
So policy changes, because money isn't going to do it.
Policy changes, but you change the policy, you got to have the will, right? If you don't have the will to use the tools you have, you go nowhere. So to the American people, if this problem doesn't get better, it's because they don't want it to get better.
When's the deal get done?
It's
early January.
It sounds like you're saying that to fix the border, you have to change policies that come from the White House.
You got to change the people.
So it sounds like you're saying you got to change the president, and you know, it
that's
looks
exactly
like
what
President
I'm.
Trump,
You're a smart dude. I'm saying out there, if you're
That's-
sick and tired of your border being overrun, of having to mortgage your house to buy gas and get shot at the traffic, you know, at the gas station, vote for Trump.
Yeah,
that's what I'm saying.
Well, Senator, let's
Or
talk about
Republican.
that because 2024 is just days away. What's your reaction to what's going on in Colorado? Trump is, of course, expected to appeal that ruling. How do you think that's going to impact 2024?
I think it won't impact. I think the Supreme Court will slap it in. A state interpreting the insurrection clause is a bad idea. This is a political decision in Colorado. They hate the guy's guts. But you talk about radical, they want to pack the Supreme Court, the left. They want to abolish the Electoral College. They want to have H.R. 1, national voting. They're the radicals, not Donald Trump. So this Colorado decision won't stand. It's time for us all to fight back. Speaking of Chick-fil-A.
You waged war on Chick-fil-A.
You like that?
Wait, hang on, Senator. Are you prompting us to ask you a question?
Yeah, okay. You know, the guy on before me, the Christian guy, wasn't that an awesome
And the
dad?
Satan Club.
Yeah, so.
What a reasonable man.
What an unbelievably reasonable man. So, the state of New York, where I'm at, wants to pass a law to make Chick-fil-A stay open on Sunday. Well, if you can have a Satan club in high school, surely they can close on Sunday because they believe it's the Lord's Day. So, Dan, Kathy's out there watching us. To the Chick-fil-A people, you stand your ground. I've got your back. It's illegal what they're trying to do. Trying to make Chick-fil-A stay open on Sunday violates their constitutional rights. And this is one of the most liberal places in the world.
Yeah, well, Senator,
and we're going to
listen.
fight you,
Here
New York.
comes chicken.
We're not going to give in to
It's
this.
not Sunday, it's Wednesday.
This
but we
is
do have
Wednesday.
Chick-fil-A for you, so I
This
hope that
is
you're
God's
hungry.
chicken.
Look at that.
Listen, you've got a Georgian here hosting for 3 hours today. It took a South Carolinian to come on and tell us that we need to stand up for Georgia's own Chick-fil-A here in New York City. I tell you what, don't take Chick-fil-A
What's your order?
with you. Leave
What's
them
your order?
here.
What's your
Oh,
favorite?
the minis. Oh, my goodness.
You like the minis?
Here's what, those kids in the Satan Club buying some chicken minis, you'll turn them around. The bottom line is conservatives are tolerant. We are, you know, kind of get out of your business. You leave me alone, I'll leave you alone. It's time to push back. I'm sure this is a publicity stunt, but the idea that the state of New York is going to make a company change its policies ahead from its founding, they want to have one day off with employees to recognize the Lord.
Yeah,
and they can do it. And to the people in New York who are pushing this, you're in for one hell of a fight.
Yeah,
Senator
something
Graham,
tells me this will be a legal case.
Thank you for coming here and bringing us chicken.
Yeah, we'll leave it here because I need to eat my chicken biscuit before I leave.
If anybody's
the set
earned
today.
a Chick-fil-A biscuit, it's you.
Thank you very much
God
for being
bless.
here.
Happy New Year.
Happy New Year.
Better days
Thank you,
ahead.
Senator.
Coming up.